I was a night in August on the other side of the planet's eyes. I was a hand that gripped and held fast. I was an avalanche, a blood-black wall on fire. I was a strident passage in my mother's heart, where she had to decide if life was worth living. I was my father's lust, I was forgiveness, I was the pulse in the earth, the deepest veins. I was a dew in the grass one raw cold morning. I was flower and nectar scent. I was a dripping sweetish taste of the apple with bitter carnelian red peel, a kernel that rode on the water without sinking and was washed ashore on a north-facing coast on the 56th parallel. I was the hidden found by a beam of light, seen by an angel's eye, an eye that thought itself lost, where the shore was salt white, the sand light as ash, and the beach would force steep slopes to reflect itself in the water, echo on echo. I was a raging fever in the blood. I was a membrane that burst, the birds that flew. I was the murmur in the room beneath the treetops' cupola, a whirring of sounds that let weightlessly in, where paths are erased and there is no way back, into the magnetic field of the hidden, into the zone of sucking darkness from which all the alphabet's letters spring out into the light, out into the silence to strike root in endless present, where the shadows dwell and do not assimilate. Then I will read from Tarkovsky's Horses. Both the books have been translated by David MacDuff. Dark room on Emanuel Kirchstraße. A storm is coming, a silence whose echo is played back in the brain, whispering it starts here in the inner ruined city among the cinders, where nothing is except the blood depths pulse one night in Berlin, and a piece of star-white paper filled with something that wants to be called forth. I linger in the darkness, hesitate. The moon illuminates the skin, or crash lands its rays coldly, just as I am locking other things out to be reached by what for one tense moment opens its delta. Will Eurydice fetch her dead father, like Orpheus sing of what's lost? Eurydice, memory, the eruption. Before the serpent in the sun struck, Eurydice did have a life after all. A dog is let in. My father throws the door wide open. The gale invades his life. The gale whirls up in his thoughts, reveals white patches on the map of memory. He stands on the threshold, on the edge of the darkness, calls the dog who doesn't obey his master. The dog died many years ago. Outside the front door, the world is catastrophic and extremely complicated. The war is over, but warriors are still spread across the entire globe. House searches, denunciations, air thick with rumors. It's cold and nighttime, and the dog has been outside far too long. Will my father no longer turn back into the person I know? Orders, arrests, state of emergency, time melts. Is tomorrow already yesterday? Through an underground passage, I let the dog in here. Why Is it necessary to understand? I pat the dog, give it water to drink.